Yeah, okay. That sounds good to me.
It's pretty quiet up here. Can you crank it up?
Bit
down
quiet.
on your main?
Testing, testing, testing. Testing the audio, testing the audio. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Do it at the actual volume you're gonna do it at,
How does that sound?
and then just do it at the level that you're gonna do it at. When
Testing, testing, testing. He's on the ball, he's on the ball. He's about to put the ball in, about to put it in. It's a goal. Testing, testing, testing.
Go for a really loud one, where as loud as you're gonna get.
Pardon?
Go for as loud as you're gonna get.
Yep. Yeah, as loud as we're going to get, like, goal call.
Yeah.
It's in the back of the net, and he's going to score the goal there, and it's a goal there for Sturt Lions. Sturt Lions open the scoring here.
Yep, perfect. All right, thanks, guys.
No worries.
Christian. I like that. You on alright? How's it going, man? Good. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I didn't know how he played it. Doing You're gonna pay him out well. Take it easy, mate. Number 4, Jacob Atkinson. Number 8, Salisbury. Number 9, Nathan Monroe. Number 10, Alexander Sortini. Number 12, Harrison Rogers. Number 16, Amanda Barnett. Number 19, Jake Watson. And number 23, Gonzalo Rodriguez. For the away side today, in goal, number 1, Luke Luongo. Number 2, Aaron Bannister. Number 4, the captain, Matthew Taylor. Number 6, Jacob Vanderhout. Number 7, Matthew Myers. Number 8, Buki Shinto. Number 10, Liam Bebbington. Number 11, Jackson Bullen. Number 17, Anthony Luongo. Number 19, Joseph Marogi. Number 22, Julian Vella. Quickly run through the 2 benches today. Sturt Lions, the backup goalkeeper. Number 1, Joshua Kavanagh. Number 6, Mohamed Montashami. Number 13, Tane Buscroft. Number 14, Alfredo Silvestri. Number 15, James O'Toole. Number 18, Edward Elton. And number 20, Jack Dunstall. And for Salisbury United, their bench today, the backup goalkeeper. Number 3, Jake Bullen. Number 13, Joshua Farrell. Number 15, Abdi Siraj. number 23, Dermot Harrington, number 28, Samuel Adejo, and number 29, Jacob Fote. And we are about to get underway. Our referee today, Joe Jordan Tripodi, assistant referees Nick Elligan and Ibrahim Saidi, and our fourth official, Dennis Palaszczuk. And it will be Alexander Sortini who gets us underway here at Carigna Reserve. And joining me today in the scaffold on commentary is Alessio Carocci. And as I have forgotten on two separate games that I've commentated to forget myself, Christian Marchetti, who is leading your commentary team today. Alessio, how are you going? And what are you looking forward to today? Big game, Salisbury having to force the issue, a goal down here.
Yeah, Christian, I'm excited to be here. Been here this season for a league game, and of course, looking for a very enticing game. I mean, Salisbury got nothing to lose. They have to try and score early and create a havoc for Sturt at home here. But we'll talk about the record later today. But Sturt just don't lose here, it seems like.
Do it. They really have to do it against the run of play here today. But I think, yeah, for Salisbury, they've got nothing to lose here tonight. Unfortunately, again, the same as last year, they had to play the league winner in 2 legs, which is, yeah, it's something I'm sure the coach there, Matthew Gaston, is really unhappy about. That his road to the NPL has been blocked at the moment by 2 league winners who are unbelievable in the league so far. But yeah, otherwise, I'm excited to be here. Joined by you as well. We haven't had too many games commentary this year or in total, so I'm excited to be here and hopefully it'll be a good game as well.
Usually the roles have been reversed, but I'll be leading today, so let's see how it goes. Here's Harrison Rogers coming to the team today. Good cross by Rogers towards the back post, and Bannister has to put it behind for a corner for Sturt. Good start by the home side. So they have that 1-0 lead on aggregate, courtesy of Thanasis Lessie, who scored an 88th minute winner last week at PSD Energy Park. Salisbury will be Gonzalo Rodriguez to take this corner. Rodriguez's corner, Luongo gets a fist on it, and it'll go out for a corner on the far side.
Yeah, a bit difficult for us to see here.
The left footer to whip it in on the other side.
Of course, very dangerous from set pieces, us Sturt Lions. They've got so much tall timber in the box there that it's really tough to deal with, and you've seen a couple of times in this early few phases of play that here he goes again. Doesn't seem to lose too many of them.
And now Garrett gets it back in. Lead away again, comes out for Lessie. Sturt will have yet another corner. Whipped in towards Luongo, and it's in. Rodriguez's corner caused havoc, and I think it's Sean Garrett who's got the last touch, Alessio. And Sturt have themselves an early lead, and they've doubled their advantage on aggregate here.
Yeah, we've always said they're such a difficult threat on corners and set pieces, and it's probably not the player you expect to score with all those timber in the box, but young Sean Garrett, a one-club player here at Sturt Lions. It's great to see him on the score sheet, and they're definitely excited about that. It seems like all the juniors around here really raring him to go. It's a good story as well to see that a player's come all the way through the juniors and provided such a spark in the semi-final. And yeah, they're 2-0 up on aggregate now, Christian, so a big hill to climb for Salisbury.
And they had that corner earlier from that side by Rodriguez. Caused some issues for Luongo. He had to punch it. This time, run underneath him again. And Garrett in the right place at the right time. Salisbury with it all to do now. Here's Majetic. can't keep it in play.
Testing. So yeah, all to play for here for Sturt Lions in front of their home team, and they've got another 2-goal lead. So it's
Salisbury, even before this two-legged tie. Sturt did the double against them last year. Also beat them both times in the league this year. Potentially looking at 6 straight wins against Salisbury United here. Bannister stands his ground against Garrett. Still Bannister. Throw in on this near side. Here's Jake Watson. Rogers. Was fouled late there by Jackson Bullen. So if there is some silver linings to take here for Salisbury, that's some inspiration to turn this around. They did actually win the second leg last year in regulation time against West Torrens Macalla, as you mentioned earlier, Alessia. Unfortunately going down on aggregate 4-3. Here's Shinto. 50th appearance for the club today, Ibuki Shinto.
Yeah, he's got a good goal record to back as well. I mean, he's only come in the last couple of seasons, and one of them in the State League 1 straight away last year. He had such a good season, quite a few goals. I think second, obviously, to Matt Taylor. But it's good to see, obviously, some differentiating in the goal scorers. It looks like he's playing a bit more deeper role today than what I've used to. I mean, I've usually seen him play as a second striker off of Matt Taylor, but it looks like Bevington's playing that role today, Christian.
Trying something different there with the setup. Matthew Gaston, the Salisbury United coach. On ball, looking for Garrett again, but Luongo comfortably claims this time. Of course, John Fusco in the dugout for Sturt Lions. Really had a dominant 2025 season. They will play NPL football in 2026. Here's Rogers. Rodriguez back to defender, and now it's going to come for Michael Moroney.
Playing at left fullback today, Michael Moroney.
Just about to mention that.
It's obviously due to the form of some of the players in this Sturt Lions team. You can see the rotation now. You got Manly Barnett all out there on the far right, while Lessie's now dropped into that centre back role. But I don't know about you, Christian, but the way that Sturt play as well, the quick and the tenacity that they're playing at, it does seem like it's an NPL side ready to go. I mean, a lot of teams that get promoted, they're obviously good enough and beat all the teams around them, but as soon as they get into the NPL, maybe they find it difficult. But the way that Sturt's playing, I mean, I think this is a ready-made team for the NPL, Christian.
On ball forward towards Rodriguez. Looks like they're building up, actually, with almost 3 defenders. At times here, Sturt as well. Not sure. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's see. This is long towards Majatic. Can he get the better of Michael Moroney? He can. Majatic cuts it back towards Bevington. Right off for Shinto. It's still Ibuki Shinto. Back to Majatic. Looks to clip it into the back post. It's in! It beat everyone, including Zalan Maleg, and Salisbury United have half the deficit on aggregate.
Yeah, they've got one back here, and what a goal it is from the young Majatic there on the right wing. I mean, you can see that chip going far post. The goalkeeper wasn't even expecting it. You could see he wasn't even jumping ready for it, but what a goal back in this game. What an early start here, Christian. What a way to start our proceedings here in this semi-final. A nice even affair so far, and probably against the run of play, I would say. They didn't have much of the ball here, Salisbury, but they've got the goal.
No, all it's taken is one little win there by Majatic initially on that long ball. Beat Moroney, and then a hopeful cross gone all the way in, and not a good start for the 2 goalkeepers today, is it, Alessio? A couple of dangerous crosses that they haven't been able to deal with. Is Watson. So a little warning sign for Sturt. Here's Van der Hout. Salisbury come again.
It's everything you expect to see in a semi-final, Christian. I mean, the last time these guys played in the league, see that cross come in, it was a 4-0 win here at Corinna for Sturt Lions, all one-way traffic. Even though Salisbury were looking to play for that second spot, Sturt Lions already wrapped up the league and they still had no showing of defeat in that game. But it's all you expect in a semi-final. I mean, it looks like they've got the crowd here as well. All to our right seems like all blue shirts, while all to the left is the orange of Sturt, and it's what you hope as well for a semi-final. I mean, last year, leg, they were leading against Bacala on 2. So to see them straight back into this game and not lose hope is great to see.
So they were 2-0 up in that second leg last year against Bacala, and it was actually 3-all on aggregate at one point, and then Bacala got a goal back, and that proved to be decisive. So Salisbury, under Matt Gaston, they are a team that are not an easy beat away from home. They have a lot of resolve and resilience, and they're showing it after that opening goal by Sean Garrett, who can't keep that one in. And also, yeah, you mentioned Alessio, so that round 22 fixture here, Sturt rounding out a really, really strong regular season with a super comfortable 4-0 win here. Then they've had the first leg last week. These two, it's their third meeting in basically a month. They've really got to know each other quite well, these two teams. Moroney wins the free kick there.
And yeah, it's Salisbury's first goal against Sturt in over 90 minutes of play as well. Obviously that first leg, the first time they played each other in regular season, it was, I think, a bit of a goal fest. Yeah.
So 3-1 when they met in round 11. That was at Salisbury. So this is now the second goal. That goal from Matthew Mietich that they've scored against Sturt this season.
That's probably even over 200 minutes of play, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to see that they're getting themselves back in it when it matters in these final series games. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how this plays out. We're talking about the build-up here from Sturt. I wasn't quite sure about their lineup, didn't get too much knowledge this week, but it looks like maybe it's a 3-4-3, something like that.
Looks like a back three for sure.
I think that midfield four seems to be Rogers, Sortini, Lessie, and maybe Jacob Atkinson, and then up front the three you've got on the left you've got Garrett, on the right Rodriguez, and Munro up top. It's definitely a rotating team. I mean, I had seen a couple of their games early in the season, and they were playing two strikers up the front there before Rodriguez came back mid-season, and that was Altundag and Munro, or even Soisakani and Munro. But it seems like they've really got a lot of different playbooks they can use when things get tough for them as well, and it's good. That's what you want to see, a team that can play in different ways and can adapt to the game as well.
Just a little coming together there. Yeah, and so Nathan Munro has been the clear top scorer for them this year. He's the equal top scorer in the league. Is the former Cumberland man, but they've also had 6 goals chipped in from Sortini and Rodriguez. And you mentioned Samed Altentag, who's chipped in with 5 goals as well. Of course, they did have Soy Sarkani at one point as well before he went to Eastern United.
And notably as well, he did get suspended in that game against Salisbury United. It's when he scored 2, got sent off all within the first half. A man that of a lot of talents, and he seems to excite or disappoint one way or the other. But that's just what you get from a star player like that, especially Europeans as well, Christian. But yeah, obviously that was a turning point for Sturt Lions as well in the mid-season as well. They picked up some good players as well, not just Gonzalo Rodriguez. They also picked up Manly Barnett, who was coming from Croatia Raiders, where he wasn't really playing. Obviously the captain last year, so it was a very big surprise to see him not even making the starting lineups, or sometimes just not even coming off the bench. So they obviously picked him up. It was a great signing. We can see Soitzakani just walk in front of us here as well as we talk about him. But I think that was a great pickup from them as well. He's a young defender as well, and to my knowledge, I think his dad was actually John Fusco's coach at one point. Mike Barnett, back in the day. I think that was at Bacala. So good connection there, and obviously he's helped out his former coach by signing his son.
Here's Lessie. Long towards Garrett. Still got it.
Took it off Rodriguez's foot there. He's going to look. He's complaining just now, but he was about to rifle that one, I'm sure, on to goal. But he took it off his feet.
Gonzalo Rodriguez. He's got to be up there with some of the more passionate players in 3 competitions. The goal with Sturt Lions, the first one, and he's got that trademark sort of double fist pump that he gives as.
Yeah, very memorable. I mean, I don't know if we remember some of the iconic moments from the last time they were in the NPL when they scored those 2 late goals against Adelaide City. And he had that same celebration right in front of that stand over there. And, of course, he is one of the most passionate players. I thought you were going to say he's probably one of the most impactful imports. I mean, his goal-to-game ratio is ridiculous. And even just coming in this season, he's probably got 6 or 7 goals already. So
yeah, and, of course, we have to mention the last time they played here, he scored that unbelievable volley from about probably 35 yards out.
Just where this free kick, I reckon, is going to be taken is about where he took it from. And yeah, he caught the keeper off guard. So it seems like both these keepers just seem to struggle against each other when their teams are playing against each other. So it's definitely interesting to see, but definitely another good import coming across to these leagues is Gonzalo.
And of course, Gonzalo Rodriguez. The last time Sturt played in a State League 1 grand final. So hold that for a second. Here's Majatic, centering ball and cleared away by, I believe it was Manly Barnett at the back post, causing some danger down that right side early on. Matthew Majatic.
Yeah, definitely an interesting case. I mean, watching him last year and even the previous season since he has signed, he didn't really get much of a game. He was obviously starting more as a central midfield and obviously made his name at Croatia Raiders when they went up. You see this cross come in.
Van der Hout. That's arcing towards the back post and almost caught out Meleg again.
Yeah, similar one come over from Croatia Raiders is Jacob Van der Hout. Very impressive young midfielder. Plays at the base of midfield often, but he does get on the score sheet and get some assists racking up to his name as well. We saw a similar move to that against Pontian Eagles this season where he just wrapped it into the top left. And yeah, he's very good from the corners as well. So another one to look out for tonight, this evening, sorry. And yeah, definitely.
Atkinson, that's a great ball. Sortini looking for Munro, but Umarogi was in the way. It was Bullen. We'll step back to Luongo, who clears. Bullen again. He's possessed.
Bit of wind picking up here at Corinna as well. Not many trees to cover, as you can probably see in the far end. All the leaves are off them at the moment. Here's Rodriguez, though.
Atkinson. Through for Rogers, and Luongo comes out and smothers. That's smart work off his line by the young goalkeeper. But yeah, it's the point about Gonzalo Rodriguez before. The last time Sturt played in a State League 1 grand final, he scored both goals against FK Beograd. That was in 2020.
Correct, and they were very good goals as well, and perfect times as well. We see this corner float in.
Atkinson's cross, and might fall here for Garrett again, and there's shouts for handball.
It's a great save, though, from the keeper, Luongo. I mean, it was right in front of him, not much to deal with there. I think he just stuck a hand out and got lucky, but in any case, it's...
Sean Garrett, once again.
I mean, we talk about all the dangers in the box from the corner. That's not a name you'd probably expect to say, but at the moment he's providing all the havoc in the box.
So Rodriguez with that in-swinger. Can he produce something similar to that opening goal? Towards the near post, away by Bannister. Should mention as well, you mentioned the Salisbury United fans earlier. No surprise to see them travelling basically across town.
Yeah.
Today, but also Sturt Lions, very well supported club too.
Long throw in there from Moroni.
Comes out, back in.
Another corner, I think.
And there's some argument over who it came off last, but will be a Sturt Lions corner.
Just struggling with it in the box just to clear at the moment, Salisbury. They're getting the right bodies in the way, but they seem to be not confident in their clearances at least, or getting the body in the way, and it's just coming off them a few times. And they're under siege at the moment from these corners. On that left side, it seems like it's Atkinson. So
yeah, they did. There was a game, round 21, against Adelaide Ammonia Cobras at home, so we'll just hold that thought. Atkinson's corner.
It's a better clearance, and he's going to win the free kick as well there, the captain, Matt Taylor. But as you were saying...
Yeah, but we talk about Salisbury as a threat from attacking set pieces, but that game in particular, exposed some frailties defending set pieces. A couple of goals that probably scored that day. And you're right, Alexia, they have looked a little bit shaky on that today as well. Luongo will get us restarted. Goes long towards Matty Taylor, the captain. Watson with a dangerous back pass, and Maleg has to smash it clear. Great to see the Salisbury United little active supporter group, I guess we could call them, to the left of the goal. Moroney's header. Forward by Atkinson. Long once more. Taylor will give chase, and he forces Maleg to put it out for a throw-in. So Salisbury just hanging in there at the moment, but they're actually starting to very much set this game on an even keel. And we should mention, haven't yet, but of course that's on right now at the same time. Fulham United and West Adelaide, the other semi-final, second leg. That was 1-1 going into it. And of course the winner today on aggregate will play the winner of that tie. And I'm just being pointed to a score update because West Adelaide actually do have the lead at Fulham, 1-0. So they now lead 2-1 on aggregate in that tie. And if you're wondering about NPL scores, Adelaide City and Croydon are 0-0 at half-time at Adelaide City Park, meaning that they remain at 1-0 on aggregate in that tie. And, of course, probably the biggest game today, the WNPL Grand Final. And Adelaide Comets and Campbelltown City, that is underway as well at Service FM Stadium. 0-0, about half an hour in. Here's Sortini. Stopped in his tracks by Luongo. That's Anthony Luongo, so 2 Luongos on the pitch.
Yeah, I've commentated a couple of their games. I'm not quite sure if they are. I'm pretty sure they might be brothers, but can't be certain.
Garrett challenges against Bannister, who's down in a heap here. I'm wondering if referee will stop this for a head injury. No, Bannister's back up on his feet. Here's Garrett, and Bannister gets it back for that one with a crunching challenge. Puts it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, he's not too happy with that. You could look that back on replay. I'm not sure if he led with an elbow or something maybe, but Bannister is a bit of a smaller player, so maybe going up against him you will end up with some elbows and that in your face, but I'm sure that was not on purpose from Sean Garrett. As you see, another long throw-in from Michael Moroney.
And he's gone right back towards the fence. Moroney launches it. Taylor clears. Comes out. Back in the air, and Luongo, unconvincing. Rodriguez smacked it back in, and I think it was Julian Vella
on the line. Yeah, it was a clearance just about, and he put it into the area where Gonzalo was on the floor, fortunately, so Luongo could make amends and pick that up. But again, more difficult clearances out from the back for Salisbury United. They'll get a free kick here, but just at the moment, again, it seems like I've seen it 2 or 3 times already today. The ball's come in, bounced on the edge of the box, a volley's happened, and it's been deflected by a Salisbury player. Fortunately, on that occasion, they kept it alive, and Gonzalo did as well with his shot, but otherwise, they're just struggling. We see again out from the left that time.
One back, and Rogers, there's a space here on the right, looks to centre it towards Sortini, and Luongo claims it, but the ball out. Assistant referee on the far side, Ibrahim Saidi, signalling that the ball had gone behind the line. So another corner for Sturt. They must have had about 10 corners already in this first half.
And
at least 6 or 7.
Yeah, talking about corners as well, there's a couple of major outs, I think, for both teams today. I've seen just in front of me here, Lachlan Duffy. I think he was only changed to the lineup for Sturt from the last game.
We didn't mention that. We'll actually pause this corner. Atkinson towards the near post. Flick towards the far post. Wimarogi will clear. But yeah, Sturt with the one change from the first leg, and that was Lachlan Duffy dropping out, and Harrison Rogers, who was just on the ball a moment ago, coming into the 11. But Salisbury United's team is unchanged. Both teams have actually added a sub from the first leg, so they had 6 subs in the first leg. They've got 7 today, so Salisbury added Dermot Harrington to their bench. Here's Rogers.
But yeah, for Salisbury, I mean, he's been a talisman for them the last couple of seasons, and his brother as well, who made the move to Salisbury into this year. But yeah, Mark Euro, I'm surprised he's not in the lineup this week or last week in the first leg. So I'm not sure if that's a long-term injury, but I think he's a big out for them as well. I think he kept at the centre of the park, scored so many important goals from set pieces for them this season, and in the final series it seems like they're missing him.
Matthew Marchiora, who's a real stalwart in the local leagues. Of course, I believe it was last year he was inducted as a life member with South Australia as well, so brings a real experience which can be very beneficial in these two-legged semi-final ties.
And I think it was either his 200th or 300th game last year. He scored, was it 2 or 3 goals from centre-back position from set pieces, and I think maybe one was a penalty. But it's definitely a goal threat as well for Salisbury, and I think that's maybe an extra way, an avenue for them to goal that they're missing today. But of course they've got goals all over the park, and you can tell as well they're a team that is not going to give up. They were the only team so far to go to penalties in the final series in all of the leagues so far, so they've got a lot of minutes in their legs at the moment, and I'm sure they're not going to give up today.
Bannister wins that duel. That's going to be a fascinating tug of war between those two. It's been a gripping encounter down that left-hand side so far. Here's Barnett. Quite a few ex-Adelaide Croatia Raiders players on the pitch today, actually. Here's Rogers. Looks to take on Shinto.
Even him himself, Rogers, ex-Croatia Raiders player too. So, yeah, it just seems like they're all over the park at the moment. But it just goes to show that maybe when you're not getting a gig or not getting the game time at such a young age, it's good to come down to these State League 1, State League 2 levels, get your experience up, and you even play in some very successful teams like these two today, and it's very beneficial.
Garrett just mishits that. Really a fluid system, isn't it, that Sturt are playing with? A lot of interchanging of positions, rotations. Definitely no surprise when you've won as often as they have this year. The confidence is very, very high. Of course, we should mention, so only 3 games that they've lost in 90 minutes, Sturt, all season, and only one of them was here at Carigna Reserve. This is long towards Bebbington. He's onside. Liam Bebbington with the chip. Hits the post and cleared by Watson. The leg was beaten. All ends up there. What a chance for Salisbury to even the tie on aggregate.
Yeah, we're talking about players who are goal scorers and goal threats, and Liam Bebbington's another one where he's just seems to be there all the time. See his break again.
Sorry, a sucker punch here. Rogers sends it towards Garrett. Heads it into the ground, but not strong enough, and Luongo claims easy. End-to-end football there, Alessio.
Yeah, coast to coast. Proper final series game, this one. It seems like both teams are not hesitant to go forward and try on every occasion, and I think that Bebbington chance was massive. I mean, it went over the head of Michael Moroney on that occasion, and yeah, it seems like Bebbington, maybe if he put it a little bit to the left, he was trying to curl it in and wait until the keeper moved maybe, but it's a great ball.
It's a great ball, and Rogers, can he keep this in? And not quiet. Harrison Rogers there, and right, it was a great ball in behind, and Bebbington just held his run just enough there, and we were right behind that chip, just 1 centimetre to the left, and that might have even gone in off the post.
Yeah, it looked like, I thought it was going to just nestle in that top corner, in fact, but it wasn't the case, and Sturt Lions, let's see another day, but the defence for Sturt Lions, maybe that's the only one line of line-up today for Sturt that's maybe struggling a bit in these early couple of minutes. I mean, the midfield seems to be getting on the ball, the attack as well.
Wide for Rogers. Sends it towards Gonzalo Rodriguez. Mishit it. He has got the spectacular in his locker, but not that time.
Pretty sure he scored maybe a scissor kick a couple of weeks ago in the NPL.
It was against Cumberland. I think in the win here against Cumberland.
Yeah, I think that might be the case, but he wasn't even nominated for a goal of the week that week because there was just too many good contenders. And my cousin, I think, won it that week, but he was saying that's one of the best goals in years, and then some of the goals just seem to be prime Messi out there. But yeah, he's definitely one for the spectacular Gonzalo, and I don't think he wanted to leave today's game without a goal, especially in the tie. He didn't get one in the first leg either.
Garrett's cross towards Munro. And the ball is cleared.
one thing I love to see as well from Sturt, you see that ball come in from the far side. They're 2 defenders back. Their whole team is in there, winning goals, putting pressure on. I like to see that from a team. They're not resting on their laurels, sitting all defenders back and trying to hold off the counter. They're going all forward and all guns blazing, try and finish this game early and then see how it goes from there onwards. But it's good to see.
Maroney towards Rodriguez, but the Wimarogi intervenes. Here's Rogers. Sturt come again. Rodriguez just trying to get the ball under control. Lessie, the goal scorer last week. Rodriguez, well marshalled by Bullen. And now Salisbury can maybe launch a counter-attack. Van der Hout. Majetic has got space here on the near side. Van der Hout again.
Loose touch.
Intervening was Rodriguez, and now Atkinson can Sturt launch an attack of their own. Lessie. He's going to shoot Thanasis Lessie!
What a save that is from Luongo. He's got a hand to that, I reckon, and maybe
Joe Jordan Tripodi is pointing for a goal kick, so
very surprised.
obviously the referee is adjudged that ball has hit the top of the crossbar. The Sturt Lions bench certainly did not think that was the case, but what an effort by Thanasis Lessie that was. Another ex-Adelaide Croatia Raiders player. Cracking hit. Here he is again.
Well, of course, he's the one to open this tie in the first leg with a goal, and very surprising with shots like that. He's only got 3 goals this season, Christian.
Crosses towards Munro. Vella was in the way. Bullen's clearance is mishit. Who's going to get here first? It's Bannister. And Vella launches it forward. Watson will have to deal with this.
But yeah, with strikes like that, Christian, I'm very surprised that he hasn't got more this season. And I've seen, obviously, some great goals that he scored on the volley for other clubs in other leagues in previous seasons. But very surprised, I guess. You don't give him that much time on the ball, or he's going to produce something like that. But yeah, another ex-Croatia Raiders player, of course, and another one that's doing well at a new club as well. He's had previous stints, of course. He was also part of that promotion with Bacala last year.
He was, and he's actually got the opportunity to play in back-to-back State League 1 grand finals with 2 different clubs if Sturt get through here today.
With both clubs that are already promoted as well, and exactly. I'm sure you don't want to be the one to remember, we won the league twice, but we lost the grand final twice too, so he wants to obviously rectify things this season.
Maroney's ball forward. Umarogi once again, the last line of defence. Luongo. Forward to Bevington. Flag stays down. He's onside here, Liam Bevington.
He's by himself,
no
though.
Support. He tries to have a shot on goal and it's saved by Maleg. Might come out to Shinto. Luongo. Majetic. Good tracking back by Sean Garrett. And Atkinson to mop up the danger. Well, a couple of dangerous runs in behind from Liam Bevington.
Yeah, we were talking about, obviously, that defence seems like they're all going forward. They leave 2 at the back there, but they're also trying to play the offside trap. That's maybe playing into a bit of danger for Sturt Lions there. They're really high defensively, but it's similar to the Klopp system back in the day where you're all good going forward when you got possession, but when you lost it and you've got 2 at the back playing the offside trap, you might get taken for a goal or not. But it's good to see that it's very attacking football for Sturt Lions, but they've got to watch out at the back here at the moment.
It's an interesting situation, I think, with that goal by Majetic now. Salisbury, I do remember, of course, we actually should be mentioning that the away goals rule does not apply anymore in these ties. That ball is long towards Munro. Umarogi clears, but only as far as Rogers, who finds the top of the balcony.
Yeah, that's probably about, again, the 5th time I've seen that happen. A ball gone forward, bounced down, finding a foot of the Sturt Lions player on the edge of the box, and just at the moment, none of them have even hit the target. So that's maybe something they can work on in the second half or the remainder of this first. But it seems like, they're definitely profiting from a couple of these nod downs from the defenders of Salisbury.
But the point I was just going to make before is Salisbury only need a goal to actually send this to extra time at the least. So in a way, they do have time on their side as Sortini nudges this ball forward to Rodriguez. Looks to chip that ball up to Munro, who got contact on it, but he could only flick that ball wide of Luongo's goal.
Yeah, the first chance of the day for Nathan Munro. He hasn't had much involvement in this early first half proceedings, but it's just a moment like that. That's how he gets most of his goals this season. It's been a lot of work pressing from the front, someone gets a bit of space out wide, puts a good ball in. And on that occasion, he probably thought he could do a bit better. He didn't get much contact on it, and the goal was open there at the bottom corner. But yeah, I think that's the early sider, and I think you can only get better from here.
Bevington, Majic to get the better of Watson. He's being double teamed now by Garrett. And in the end, it came off the youngster, and Sturt will have a goal kick. The other thing as well, Nathan Munro, he's had 2 back-to-back years at this level, really prolific, the top scorer for Cumberland last year. So probably, whether it's through staying with Sturt next year or perhaps getting opportunity elsewhere, he's definitely earned some time at an NPL level. Here's Garrett, and in the way was Bannister. And Luongo clears.
Well, of course, before going to Cumberland as well, he did have some time in the NPL with Bacala.
Rodriguez.
And obviously previous to that as well, he had a great season with Croydon Kings back in the day. I think it was about 2015 or 16 where, yeah, he was one of the top scorers. I think he got equal best and fairest there with Luke Klimek as well. So he's definitely one for the level of the NPL, but he's maybe just refined his game now a bit more and probably doing less doggies and just trying to get on the end of things.
Definitely ready for a return to that stage.
That's it, that's proper.
Bevington towards Majic, but Moroni is never going to lose a duel like that.
And you've got to say the same for a couple of the players for Sturt Lions. They haven't been there in a couple of years now in the NPL, and the first time they were there, some of these players was in that relegation year, 2018. When they returned there, they had a great stint there in the first couple of years, but after that first or second season, it was relegation battles from there on out. So I think maybe with the football they can play now, they've got a bit more to work with.
Sortini, wide to Garrett. Garrett and Bannister once again. And Bannister starting to really impose himself in that duel. The other thing as well, you could draw some comparisons with Sturt and even a West Torrens Bacala, who, of course, were relegated from the NPL a year before Sturt were in 2022. Sturt have needed a couple of years, but now they've had this really strong season like a Bacala did last year. And it's going to be interesting to see, of course, for them right now, they are prioritising silverware, but it's going to be interesting to see how they approach the off-season heading into the NPL, because we've seen someone like a Bacala really go out and add a lot of NPL quality to make sure that they solidify their spot. So something to keep an eye on there, let's see.
Yeah, I think it's a recurring theme. I mean, you could even make parallels with South Adelaide. You can make parallels with Olympic. Teams that have come up, made finals in their first year, but the years after that they're battling relegation, and then they have to try and get there again. So I think Sturt Lions trying to break that mould and stay in there for more than 1, 2, 3 seasons, be a powerhouse, been there for quite a few years, like some of the other ones who've been in there now and created a name for themselves. Even Cumberland, they were up for a bit, made finals, came out. So I think Sturt Lions, and especially John, he's been around and he's seen teams like that do that kind of thing. So he's trying not to be one of those yo-yo clubs, as they say, and try and keep them up for a while and play a different brand of football that will keep you there, no matter the players you have. And if you can't rely on the ones that got you up, the football is the thing you can rely on.
Rodriguez, lovely little turn there. Looks to find Sortini, but Bullen steps in the way. Van der Hout. Shinto. Salisbury maybe can get some patient possession here. Luongo. Bannister. To Majic. Looks to turn past Moroni. Still got it here. Majic. Centering cross towards the back post and
almost identical to the goal there, Christian. I mean, it seems like the ball that he's putting in is getting a bit more spin. Maybe it's the wind that is leaning it to more towards the goal, but on that occasion, maybe Ibika Shinto's just got to commit more and run to that back post and meet that.
Those crosses from this near side causing a lot of issues for Sturt. As you mentioned, so Sturt next year will be their 5th season that they'll play in the history in the top division here in South Australia, and looking for a 3rd second division championship by winning the final series. Of course, won it in 2017 and 2020.
This is the first time as well they've won the league as well. A lot of these players have said, I've been promoted, I've won cup finals, I never won a league. And now they've done that this year, and a couple of those players have been remnants from those previous 2 promotion teams and have come through all 3, and this is the 3rd that they're picking up. So it's great to see, and a double as well. I mean, talking to some of them in interviews and in just common chats after as well, they've won the league, but some of the players that I think Michael Moroney was missing that day that they lifted the trophy, so they want to make a grand final and try and create some history for him as well.
Just a moment ago, Sean Garrett there winning the free kick against Bannister. Just this ongoing tussle between the two players.
It was an early goal from, see this maybe make its way in.
Cross. Rodriguez is up. Drops in the box and cleared away by Vanderhout. And Matty Taylor, who we haven't seen too much of, but he does a great job there of bringing the ball to ground. Shinto looks to switch it to Majatic. Moroney's in the way. Unless he can't keep it in. Bannister bring it back in for Salisbury. Matty Taylor getting into the game a little bit more now. Bannister. Barnett's in the way. Munro. Into Garrett. Owen.
Strong but fair challenge.
Strong challenge. It looks like both players have actually come out a little worse for wear here.
I think it's a bit of knee-on-knee contact. They've been, big a battle out on this near side to watch us in front of us. I mean, Garrett got that early goal, but I think for the rest of the half, Bannister's really had him in his pocket. I mean, he's gone in strong and tough, and it seems like every contest at the moment between the two has just been, all guns blazing. And I think John's giving him a chat to now, but I did see as well he sent young Ed Elton to warm up, John. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with this. Elton's usually a left fullback, so I'd be surprised if he comes on in that attacking role, but maybe he's just trying to settle things down. There's no point to go down to 10 men against a team that's trying to play everything, so but hopefully Bannister can continue here. He's had a great game so far.
Yep. And Bannister came across to Australia from the UK about 5 years ago, 2020.
Played at West Torrens Bacala as well. I think that was in the NPL. I can't be sure. It might have been in the State League 1, sorry. But he was, I think, promoted with them in that year.
It's actually a couple of weeks ago he made his 50th appearance for Salisbury United in that elimination final against Adelaide Blue Eagles. So this is actually an opportunity for both teams maybe to get a little bit of a breather here. It has been pretty non-stop so far. Lessie will get us back underway. And he goes straight towards Garrett, straight back in the action. Luongo had to do defensive work. Garrett's still got it. Still going, Sean Garrett. Away by Uwamarogi.
Strong challenge there by both the players, and Vanderhout come away with it.
Into Taylor. Marshalled by Moroney. Does a great job there. Salisbury wanted a free kick, but
Moroney's going by himself here.
Moroney's still going. Michael Moroney. So we're entering the final 5 minutes of this first half. Moroney's got space again if he wants to shoot.
Got a bit too tricky there on the top of the box.
Not often Michael Moroney finds himself in those areas.
Well, I'll take you back. I mean, his debut for Sturt Lions in the NPL halfway through the season, on his debut he scored from outside the box. I think it was against Croatia Raiders again, the team that just can't slip our mouths at the moment, but he scored from about that range at West Beach in his debut a couple of years ago, so he's no stranger to there. But
Saltini, Rodriguez, great challenge by Bullen, and is it going to be another corner, I think, for Sturt? It's actually Bullen who's come out worse for wear there. Yeah,
I think you'd see his right knee is strapped before today, and he's dealt with a couple of injuries last season and this season, I think, in that position. So
Rodriguez has actually called the Salisbury United physio out to have a closer look here. He's on his feet, though.
I think it is on that knee, though. That's heavily strapped, so it'll be interesting to see how this ends up, but strong challenges all over the park. It's a great first half we've seen so far here, Christian, at Carina Reserve. I mean, both teams still fighting for it. Sturt Lions not keeling over. And, for Salisbury, they're still making chances to go forward. And I think in the second half, maybe when they keep pushing numbers forward, they might have a bit of joy.
We'll see. Like we said before, they don't have to throw the kitchen sink at it just yet. That goal by Majatic has really sort of, given them some time here that they can sort of manage the game a little bit and pick their moment. To go for it again, to maybe level up the tie. They don't have to really, put everything in the kitchen sink right away. But what they do have to make sure of is to not let Sturt go 2 goals up on aggregate again before half time, as Bullen's just headed off.
Created a bit of room for Saltini here for the short one as well. Doesn't opt for it.
Atkinson's corner to the near post, and Barnett was there, cleared. And Majatic eventually with the second clearance, back to Rogers. Atkinson whip that in again. Rodriguez is unmarked and onside.
Wrong decision.
He unfortunately miscontrolled it and it hit the arm.
I was expecting to see a Torres-esque finish from that angle. I mean, chest it down and whip it to the far post, but he didn't have that in the mind, at least at that moment. He tried to control it and maybe turn instead, but it's good to see as well. Again, they're going forward on every occasion, Sturt Lions, and even in those wide positions, they're trying to put the balls in. So,
and he's really got that. Rodriguez has really got that free roam sort of role, doesn't he? He just kind of roams wherever he wants and picks up the ball in dangerous areas. Real luxury type player to have. As Joe Jordan Tripodi was a whistle here, I think an infringement against Salisbury.
And again for Gonzalo, he's come back at a great time for Sturt Lions as well, and hopefully he'll be one of the leading men to see him into 2026 as well. But you've got to know as well, when they were in the NPL last year, when they got relegated, he scored 12 league goals. It was great return for a striker in a relegated team. We see him here again.
Maybe a late chance for Sturt towards Garrett at the back post.
And look, Bullen's gone down again. I think that knee is really troubling him. It'd be quite unfortunate. I think he's saying, look at the time, I don't want to make a sub now. May as well do it at half-time if you can't carry on. But yeah, for Gonzalo, I mean, we said that strike rate, and back in the NPL, it seems like every year he's back there, he gets better. I mean, the first year, 2021, when he was there, 2022 got a little bit better, and then 2023 when they got relegated was probably his best yet. So I'm excited to see him and the team for next season.
Balls long towards Bevington. Back to Zalin Malik, of course the brother of Adelaide United women's goalkeeper, Alona.
Yeah, he's not looking good out there, Bullen. He's definitely going to be one to come off at half-time, I think. He's trying to walk around and maybe try and limp to his position, but yeah, I think he's not looking good out there, and they're going to have to look for a sub in the second half.
Just a reminder of the Salisbury United subs today. So Jake Bullen, his brother, is on the bench. Joshua Farrell at the Siraj, Dermot Harrington, Samuel Adejo, and Jacob Foates. So those are the outfield options. Of course, Reed Kaluza is the backup goalkeeper.
Yeah, I would say probably his brother is the best placed one to replace him. He is a defender as well. Those other names you just reeled off there are mostly attackers.
Mitic wins that back for Salisbury, and he's got support here with Bevington and Taylor. Matthew Mitic centers it to Taylor. It's Matty Taylor!
Massive chance, Christian. He's just put it central there when he needed to pick out a corner. The keeper was already going on the deck, and he had a great touch, great space ahead of him as well, but he's just picked out the wrong place.
And I think, from my angle, Malik did save that with his...
He did, yes.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought. I mean, he was already down, and yeah, Matt Taylor has put it centrally when maybe a corner was a better option, but good to see him again get his first chance of the day. He hasn't seen much of the ball in his first half.
Van der Hout will whip in the corner. Takes it short to Bevington. Back to Van der Hout. And they'll be able to do it again. Maybe they'll change it up and get it straight into the mixer. So Salisbury with a chance here to level the tie in aggregate going into half-time potentially.
And we've said how good he is from delivering set pieces. Can he do another one here for Salisbury? Van der Hout.
Van der Hout's corner. It's an outswinger towards Taylor. Comes out for Shinto. Blocked by Rogers. Question of a hand.
I don't know why he's blowing his whistle then if it's not a handball,
yeah,
but I think, is that a half-time whistle maybe?
Half-time whistle maybe, yep.
It must have been. It seemed like a short one, but yeah, we're in the half-time here, Christian. It's 1-0 at the moment, 2-1 on aggregate to Sturt Lions, and a bit of danger there to end the half.
So that was the half-time whistle by Joe Jordan Tripodi, and it ends with a big shout for a penalty. Nothing doing though. So Salisbury United, they go down 2-0 on aggregate with that early goal by Sean Garrett, but they have really wrestled themselves back into the tie with that goal by Matthew Mitic. So 1-1 in this second leg, 2-1 for Sturt Lions on aggregate in this HPG Homes State League 1 semi-final. So
for over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes. over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
In their own hands is Erebona. This is a plethora of opponents, but gets his shot in, and that's a fine goal by Alain Erebona to make it 4-2, and Erebona has 3 for the night. And what a finish. And it's Hamish McCabe from distance. Wowee! What a goal to double the lead.
And what a night Fred Sunday's had so far, really driving that attack up front.
And now, can I do something again? And there we have it, it's number 4! Marlborough Jets, out of nothing! Quickly get back into it again! And it's McCabe!
He's not going to plan in the first half. That saw Parry Hill's get in front. Another chance! Wow! Locked up again in the paddocks. 2-2. Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability, and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills, and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
That's a nice shot from outside. What an effort that was.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability, and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up, and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given a professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Well, welcome back to this HPG Homes State League 1 semi-final second leg between Sturt Lions and Salisbury United. It's 1-1 here at Corinna Reserve, but Sturt Lions do have a 2-1 lead on aggregate in this tie. A reminder that Sturt Lions are already promoted, having won State League 1 in the regular season. So their only aspiration today is to make a grand final. We can tell you around the grounds that West Adelaide are leading against Fulham United by a goal to nil at half-time in their tie, as Salisbury United get us back underway here at Corinna. Meaning, as it stands right now, and I'll bring in my co-commentator Alessio in a moment, but as it stands right now, Alessio, West Adelaide will be promoted to the NPL if results stay as they are.
Yes, that is correct, Christian. I mean, as well, it's going to be a tight finish there as well. We've seen last year how it happened with Playford and Blue Eagles, where Blue Eagles were 1-0 up at half-time as well, and they threw it away there. So I think there's still all to play for there. But
I think there was an infamous call of a Christos Penendez goal.
It was, and I was disappointed because I wanted another result like that today, where maybe we could see some drama on the last day. But David Grant, you've got to tune into that game if you want to see it. And yeah, hopefully for Fulham's sake at home there, they can turn things around and make things interesting. But we've seen a sub here at half-time.
We have seen a sub. So number 29, Jacob Fote, has been introduced at half-time. He's replaced the number 11, Jackson Bullen, at left back for Salisbury United. So an injury there that was plaguing Jackson Bullen in that first half.
And of course, Jacob Fote as well, Christian, scored an absolute screamer as well this year as well, who I don't think was nominated for.
So he scored his first senior goal recently, and that was in that 3-3 draw against Adelaide Ammonia Cobras in round 21. So
it was a great goal as well.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of a screamer, and I'm pretty sure there was a few in that Football SA Facebook post saying, "Where's the Jacob Follett go?" We would all vote for that if it was in there, but it wasn't even in there. So he's definitely one that can score, but he's playing a left back today. It'll be interesting.
Here he is, being pressed immediately by Munro and Rogers. So a reminder that it was Sean Garrett who gave Sturt an early lead here and put them 2-0 up on aggregate, and then a fortuitous cross-come goal from Matthew Majatic to even the leg and halve the deficit on aggregate for Salisbury. Liam Bebbington also had an effort which hit the post. Salisbury had a big appeal for a handball right before half-time as well, but Sturt have also had plenty of chances themselves to put this tie out of sight. So it's been a very good back and forth. Here is the Sturt goal scorer, Sean Garrett.
Yeah, and again for Sturt, I wonder what their change room talk was at half-time. I mean, they're where they want to be, but of course they want to get the win in this game in eventual fact. But I guess it's interesting to see what they'll do for this second half. I mean, they do have to maybe push for a win at home here, make it clear, 2-goal difference in the tie. But for Salisbury, I mean, we're talking to some of their players on the bench at half-time, and they're saying how close it was. They probably should have been 2 or 3-1 up maybe in that first half. So they've really got to make their chances count in this half, and an early goal I think will change everything.
Absolutely. As Vela goes long on the goal kick, Bebbington wins it down to Shinto. Ibuki Shinto, his 50th appearance for the club today, as you mentioned earlier. Here's Rogers. Rodriguez making the run. Flag stays down. He's onside. Rodriguez squares it to Munro, whose header chance is wide, and that's a big chance. Could not have asked for any better service, Alessio.
Yeah, he's had 2 today now, and neither hit the target even, Christian. So I'm sure he's going to be very annoyed with himself as he's getting a few more chances today. But I think that was great move from Sturt Lions. Rogers waited, didn't want to play that easy ball to the striker who might get turned over. Played him behind where the run was, and then put on a plate there for Munro maybe. But it's always difficult coming with the wind as well and coming across it like that. Might not get the power on the end of it, but big chance there for Sturt to maybe close proceedings.
Salisbury coming the other way. Shinto, Luongo. I'm going to cross it in towards Majatic, but through for Maleg, who made that big save on that Matty Taylor effort right before half-time as well. Here's Atkinson for Sturt.
It's going to be an interesting half for Salisbury as well. They've really got to get those players, Matt Taylor, Bebbington, back on the ball a bit more. I know they do like to play a bit more aerially and a bit more set-piece kind of football, but if they really want to get something into this game, players like those two, we'll go back to it.
Munro, Lessie, Rodriguez with space, back to Lessie.
Should have taken
the way was Vella, yeah. All got a little bit too tight there for Sturt. And now Vanderhout comes away with it for Salisbury United. Matty Taylor, the captain. Lovely turn and releases Majetic, the goal scorer. It's Matthew Majetic. And his effort straight into the gloves of Zalan Malek. So Matthew Majetic actually has been a real threat down that right-hand side. But you just mentioned, Alessio, bringing Matty Taylor more into the game for Salisbury, and that was a prime example of what he can do.
Well, not just him, but Vanderhout. He's had a great game today so far, and I'm really impressed with him this season. He's really taken the step of being a very relied upon and perpetrator of keeping the ball. Through the build-up, he's the one who touches it most of the time. Through their chances created, he's probably the one that starts it. So I think it's great to see him have such a role in this season. And if Salisbury don't go up, maybe some of the NPL clubs might come knocking.
Good football by Sturt. Here's Rogers, centering ball. Umarogi is in the way. Vanderhout. Shinto. Sturt can apply a press here. Taylor looks to hold it up again, but Watson wins that battle. Rogers stayed onside. Rodriguez just to flick it forward for Sortini. We should mention with Salisbury as well, you talk about the aerial stuff, but as well, particularly early in the second half, they have had gradually more success playing out from the back from their goalkeeper. They do like to keep that ball on the deck when they play from Luke Luongo.
It looks like Moroni maybe have changed to right fullback for this second half. As soon as he's come out, maybe that's to help with the long throws in front of the camera. But yeah, in any case, we'll go back to the way that Salisbury played just after this eventuates.
Right in the Salisbury supporters' end. Cleared away. Atkinson and Sortini in each other's way maybe. They were indecisive as to who was going to hit it. And it was Sortini, but it's comfortable for Luongo. This time he does go long and pretty aimless. But Salisbury end up with it. Bebbington does well.
Yeah, as we're saying, the way they build up at the moment, it seems like Sturt, of course, do commit one of their centre-backs forward when they've got the ball up there and trying to press. So it seems like as long as they play it up to their striker, Salisbury, and can keep it, they've got at least one player out of the game and got a +1 in that attacking threat.
So Salisbury have made that change, of course, enforced due to injury. Is there anyone on this Sturt bench that you're thinking could be introduced? We've got to remember that for them, as Lessie does come away with the ball, but illegally infringing Julian Vella on that occasion. But is anyone you're looking at on their bench and thinking potentially who could come on and maybe help them put this tie to bed or even just maintain their lead?
Yeah, I think they've obviously got some youngsters on the bench there, and it's good to see as well that a lot of them have come through the youth system here at Sturt Lions as well. But I think one to look out for, maybe Mohammed Mostashimi. He's obviously the brother of Ali Mostashimi in Adelaide United youth team, but he himself has got a great career previously and ahead of him as well. He started a lot of games in the midfield for Sturt Lions this season so far, and he's scored some great goals as well. I think he's one maybe to come onto the middle of the park, maybe settle things, and maybe even score one from range.
And Aaron Bannister is down at the moment just getting treatment, and actually Dermot Harrington just in front of us has come to the halfway line and he's about to be introduced. So looks like Salisbury United are going to have to make another change here due to injury. Bannister, who has had a really enthralling matchup with Sean Garrett on Sturt's left-hand side, but it looks like one or two of those challenges have got the better of him. He's going to have to come off here. So Dermot Harrington will come on, and this will be his 19th appearance of the season. Of course, had some time at Adelaide Uni, Campbelltown as well. And looks like a bit of a reshuffle. So Anthony Luongo, so he's been shifted back to right fullback, and Harrington will play in his usual role in the midfield.
Gets involved early on here as well in that midfield. He's very suited to that midfield. I think he started in their finals run last year.
Excellent by Rodriguez. Sortini looks to flick it forward for Munro. Can he get there first? No.
Great
Luongo,
goalkeeper.
Yeah, excellent goalkeeping. Quick off his line. There was a moment like that in the first half as well. And Sturt win it back. Rodriguez. Lovely flick. And here he is, and he finds the bottom corner. And Sturt once again in full control of this tie.
Well, I told you he wouldn't leave here without a goal. He didn't score in the first leg, and he's missed a few weeks without scoring, but Rodriguez, he's a man for the occasion. At Corinna, they love him here as well. So a great goal for him there, and a great counter press from Sturt Lions.
Great press, and actually made the mistake there. It was, I believe, Sortini with that little flick back to Rodriguez. And what a lethal finish that was to find the bottom right corner. Absolutely no chance for Luke Luongo. And Salisbury United must be sick of the sight of him. I think most of the teams in State League 1 are. Maybe they're delighted that he'll be playing in the NPL next year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of those NPL teams know just what he can do as well. And they're just hoping, well, I thought we got rid of him a couple of years ago. Now he's going to be back. That's annoying. But, great start for Sturt Lions in the second half. Really putting the tie at moment. 2 goals different. It's a lot to come back for Salisbury. But, again, how composed the finish as well. You see so many people in that position. Matt Taylor maybe overthought it in the first half, putting it centrally. But Rodriguez, pick out the bottom corner. No bother. 2-1 up.
So it's his 7th goal this season. And this is only his 9th game. So since he's rejoined the club this year, he has just picked up where he left off. And Sturt look like, well, they definitely have 1 foot in next week's State League 1 Grand Final, but you cannot count out Matt Gaston's Salisbury United, who, we should still mention, did have some moments with Majetic, had an effort before to start this half, and they certainly haven't looked well off of Sturt's level today. Vanderhout, that's a lovely ball to Majetic, who does well to protect it and win the free kick against Moroney. That's been a good duel today.
Had another update at halftime as well in the State League 2 final series game between Modbury Vista and Western Strikers. 4-0 to Modbury Vista at halftime. So they're looking like they're ready to go back into another grand final, and maybe 3rd time's the charm for them.
And clearly with some demons to exercise from that loss to Eastern United in the promotion playoff. What do we call it? There's so many different ones in State League 2.
I think this one's just called the HPG Home State League 2 Grand Final. The other one was before the Championship Final. This one's just the Grand Final, but the same in the State League 1 will be called the State League 1 Grand Final.
So Vanderhout to whip it in for Salisbury United. Can they reduce the deficit once more? Away by Munro. And Sturt clear their lines. And as far as Fote. Shinto recycles it. Luongo. So just remember that Salisbury did score immediately with their first goal right after Sean Garrett had given Sturt the lead in this second leg. So they are capable of bouncing back straight away. Fote with that long ball down the line, but in the end it's overhit.
Got an interesting stat for you as well, Christian. I was doing some research on Gonzalo Rodriguez just before he came back to the club this season. And as you said, 9 games, 7 goals. That means that goal he just scored was his 70th for the club here at Sturt Lions in his. It's a great return. Better, of course, than the goal every 2 games. It's got to be up there with some of the best conversion rates, goals to game ratios in all the leagues.
Might get something named after him here if he keeps going the way he's going. Gonzalo.
Well, there's no Fusco stand here. You've got the Fusco advertising, of course, for one of the major sponsors. But yeah, I think if anyone gets a statue, it should be him, or maybe a stand, of course. But I think he's got one more game to create some more history if he takes him there as well.
So those Salisbury United fans
very quiet at the moment.
To our right, but also that little supporter group to the left of the goal, the right goal. They are still barracking, still in voice as Garrett looks to centre it. Salisbury have been in this position before, and Taylor, excellent hold-up play to release Majetic, and he's got Bebbington and Shinto alongside him. Majetic looks to spare it, and Rogers couldn't quite deal with it at the back post, and now Shinto back in, and Maleg has to punch it clear. I'm not too sure if that was a cross or a shot by Shinto. It might have been an effort on goal. He actually scored a goal against Pontian Eagles recently in their 4-0 win there, where he did sort of catch the goalkeeper out at the near post like that as Vanderhout's cross is overhit, and Sturt are going to make their first change of the afternoon. So Edward Elton will be introduced.
I think it's going to be Sean Garrett. So that is something we looked at in the first half that they may be doing, and I think this maybe is another revert to a different formation. This is a fullback coming on for a natural winger. So after they've got that second goal here today, I think they're looking to shore things up now and see it out the game. So young Ed Elton, another one, all the way through at Sturt Lions. I think he's one of the only ones who's, I think, from under 9s even, whatever the youngest age group, he's been all the way through. Made his debut a couple of seasons ago. This year he's come on leaps and bounds, starting quite a few as well. So he's coming on here at left fullback.
So Elton replaces Garrett, the goal scorer, scored the opening goal today. And let's go, Salisbury have not lied down since that second goal by Rodriguez. They're going to keep coming. That goal kick by Maleg wasn't too convincing, but it's ended up in the trustworthy feet of Gonzalo Rodriguez. Sortini. Uwumarogi in the way.
Great touch from Bebbington.
Here is Liam Bebbington. That's a nice little pass to find Matty Taylor, who's starting to just increase his involvement a little bit more in this game.
Yeah, and that's what Salisbury got to do. They've got to lead on their captain there to try and get them back into this game. If he doesn't score one, he's got to create one soon because, Salisbury are getting the numbers forward, but at the moment the final ball is just not hitting.
Luongo. Majetic, once again down this right-hand side, wins a corner.
Good work again from him, and now we see another fullback stretching out. Maybe it's a calf cramp, hopefully, but a set-piece opportunity here for Salisbury. They've got to make it all work for them with Vanderhout on the end of it.
Well, of course, for both of these sides with injuries, whoever goes through here, you're going to have to deal with those injuries potentially heading into a potential grand final. So you don't want anything too serious to come out of this. Here's Bebbington on the short corner. Cuts it back to Shinto. Will it go through? It's cleared away by Barnett.
Another great save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, went all the way through, and Maleg just about did enough.
Yeah, to deal with the deflection as well. It came off a couple of feet, I think, and bounced up awkwardly for him, but he was fortunately going the right way. It didn't go the other way for him, but again, a massive chance, and the goalkeeper's really made amends for that early mistake, maybe.
Salisbury well on top since that second goal by Rodriguez. Vanderhout with another in-swinging corner here. Towards the back post, away by Watson. Luongo. Oh, and he's being pressed by Sortini, but he does well to at least not lose it. Here's Rogers. Back to Atkinson, and Sturt can calm themselves down for a little bit on the ball. Have they just maybe lulled themselves into a bit of a false sense of security after scoring that second goal, because it's got them back out to that 2-goal buffer? Can maybe complacency, can even subconsciously Alessio just creep in, can it?
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's some players in this Sturt Lions team that will really try and calm down them at the moment and just maybe get them back on the possession and keeping the ball. And I think one of the unsung heroes for Sturt Lions is Jacob Atkinson in the middle. I mean, every time they are pushing out from the back and they play it to him, and maybe the pressure's on him, he's got two people chasing him down, he really calms it down, slows it down, fakes one way, goes the other way, and I think he's one of the players you don't really hear too many talking about, but he's probably one of the irreplaceable players for Sturt Lions. And
just lets attack play out. Maroney, can he get past Luongo? Just about does, and actually wins a corner. The veteran.
Luongo's down again here, so this might be still that calf cramp.
It's the curse of the fullback today.
It seems like it.
Maybe a cramp. Let's see if Salisbury might need to make a third change due to injury here. Just sent their physio on to get this checked out. But yeah, you mentioned Jacob Atkinson, so I believe this is his 7th season at Sturt Lions. They've got a few guys in their squad who have really been a part of the furniture here. I mentioned Gonzalo Rodriguez and also Alex Sortini. This is his 11th season with the club in 2025. We mentioned Lachlan Duffy earlier, who's not available today, but also his 11th season at the club, so a lot of guys who know this club inside out. Rodriguez to whip in the corner, and Luongo's just had to go off the field of play to get treatment. Rodriguez is in swinger, and Watson's at the back post, and
foul
in the end, a little bit over eager. That's good goalkeeping by Luongo to stand his ground. Luke Luongo, that is.
Yeah, as you're saying, a lot of players here that have played many years at this club, and even some like Lachlan Duffy, he didn't really get to experience those highs of when they made the preliminary final in 2021 because it is ACL in the previous year. So he's also looking to play in his second grand final. He played in the 2017 one as well. And another interesting little fact as well, Jacob Atkinson was actually on the opposing side of their 2017 grand final against Western Strikers.
Oh, lovely flick by Munro into Rodriguez, but can't bring it down. Might come out to Lessie. And a little bit too much power on it. Always rising. Thanasis Lessie, of course, with a late winner in the first leg. And he's had that effort in the first half, which nicked the top of the crossbar. Fote, Salisbury, still trying to play their game. They've really created a lot of chances since that second goal. In the end, Lessie and Bebbington to compete. And Harrington comes away with it, and Salisbury can launch an attack here. Luongo. Ball's a little bit too central and easy for Sturt to deal with. And we'll just have a quick look around the grounds, and West Adelaide have themselves a 3-1 lead on aggregate against Fulham United, so they are 2-0 up at West Beach, meaning, just like we said at half-time, it will be the two teams who are relegated in 2023 potentially returning to the top flight together in 2026 if things stay as they are right now in Sturt Lions and West Adelaide. And over in the NPL final series, looks like we're heading to extra time between Adelaide City and Croydon. Here's Miatic for Salisbury United. This one is still alive though. In with the cross, and Watson didn't really deal with it convincingly. Here's Fote. And the Adelaide Comets also have themselves a lead in the WNPL Grand Final. They lead Campbelltown 1-0. Shinto for Salisbury. Still time in this tie, but Rogers does brilliantly there. And he actually finds Munro down the line. And Rodriguez might get here before Uwamarogi, but his header forward is swept up by Luongo. And now Vela. It's a tough position, Alessio, isn't it now for Matt Gaston, because he's actually had to use not just two subs, but two sub windows already in this game, so it's difficult to just sort of make a third one. Here's Miatic. Still got it. Miatic cuts it back for Beddington.
Massive chance again. And Miatic at the fore of it again. He's just creating all that havoc on that side, as he did in the first half, and a good cutback on that time, but it seems like Beddington just ran ahead of the ball there. Got caught behind him.
Just a little bit behind. And, sorry, the point I was making before was the next subs that he makes, he's actually probably going to have to make maybe two subs, because that will be his third sub window. So it's not as easy maybe to just sort of make a change right now.
He has got one card up his sleeve still. He's got Joshua Farrell on the bench, a very experienced striker and one who can really create some havoc in backlines. Scored, I think, off the bench not a couple of weeks ago. In fact,
yeah. So Joshua Farrell, he's scored 4 goals this season. Of course, joined the club from Elizabeth Downs in the off-season.
And I think he was part of that Modbury team that got promoted the first time against Sturt, which, one tough one to deal with. So a couple of these Sturt players probably know him quite well and know what he can do. So see what he can do if he comes on, and when maybe Matt Gatson tries to shuffle the deck again.
Rogers. So at some point, Salisbury they have actually been creating chances, but they will have to really throw the kitchen sink at it and start pressing a little bit higher, maybe bringing that defensive line up, Alessio, and that could leave them susceptible. But at this point, your season is on the line.
It's really good to see as well for Sturt Lions at the moment how they're really pushing this Salisbury team to try and press them. I mean, we've seen all the movements, we talked about the patterns as well, but the players are in charge there. They're making the runs to try and peel all these Salisbury players to press. And look at this, they're just carving them apart in all phases of the pitch as well, and they're just having to do doggies to try and chase them.
Rodriguez he's just sort of, it's a bit of a joke to him out there today a little bit at times. Lovely little Maradona spin there. Atkinson, Moroney drives through midfield, really unopposed. Elton up towards Munro, who does win the ball in the air. Moroney back into Munro, back down to Elton, and cleared, but again not far enough. Moroney with space, he could shoot here. Michael Moroney, and Harrington in the way, but
good defending, in fact. I mean,
yeah.
It looked like maybe Moroney took too long and was trying to find a pass and maybe instead of shoot himself. But
here goes Majic, who's really often leading these one-man charges down that right-hand side. He's been excellent today, though. And it looks like right in front of us, Joshua Farrell is getting ready. Likely to be introduced in a few moments' time. For Salisbury United, that is.
But it's just good to see as well. We talked about Sturt before, that they were resting on their laurels, maybe trying to calm it down at the back. But you saw that phase of play just before. They kept the pressure, all the pressure was going around, and went one side to the other, took a few players out the game, went down the left, and Moroney had acres to run into. So I think it's really good to see the way they play.
It's one of those things where, it's an old adage, isn't it, in football, where if you are a couple of goals up, you've got two kind of options to protect that lead. You can either, I guess, park the bus and put players behind the ball, or you can actually just keep the ball as a way of defending your lead. And Sturt definitely are built to do that, as Foden is caught on it by Rodriguez, who's sniffing himself a second maybe. But in the end, it amounts to nothing. Nothing to Alessio. We see it now in modern football, I guess, teams that try and sort of step on the ball, slow it down and bait pressure, and then try and play around it or through it. Sometimes catch a lot of teams out. They concede a lot of goals from it, but if Sturt have got the ability to do that, then by all means, you've got to make the other team chase you.
Yeah, well, it seems like they're not trying to play a lot of small, short passes as well. Maybe that's the difference. I mean, they look like they're pushing players into gaps. They have time when it can turn and play a longer pass, but maybe that's the difference. I mean, they're not playing like short goal kicks and trying to play in their own box. They're doing it across the field and making the field really big as well. So yeah, I think that's maybe the difference. But it's good to see a team in the State League 1. This is a second division here in SA, and they can play this way. I mean, we've seen it across all the other states where they've got teams out like Nunawading and teams otherwise in lower leagues that play the football that can really adapt to maybe the higher tiers.
Moroney's throw. Lessie into Rogers, who flicks it on, but no one is waiting. Barnett. Just a reminder that right now West Adelaide will be joining Sturt Lions in the NPL next year, leading that tie against Fulham United at West Beach.
Elton does well there, but his pass can't do the same.
Majic, Bevington, lovely touch, Harrington, and now they've got numbers here. Harrington to Majic, and he continues his run. Can he stay onside? Harrington does get there and does stay onside and wins a corner.
Exact same spot that his compatriot in Bullen got injured in the first half, and it was a good strong tackle from young Elton. He eventually started that move by his misplaced pass and recovered well to win the ball back and maybe give away a corner, but it was a strong corner win and a strong tackle.
And they'll take the corner quickly. Van der Hout with the cross. Sturt don't deal with it convincingly. Shinto back in towards the back post. And once again, all the way back out to Van der Hout. Cuts inside. Poor clearance by Sortini, but eventually works out. Lessie looking to mop it up against Shinto, and he does. Lessie cornered by Shinto, who actually wins it back. Can he win a corner here? No. We play on. Still can't clear their lines. Atkinson loses out to Bevington. Liam Bevington. Saved, comes back to him. Bevington saved again.
Very good from the young goalkeeper there in Meleg. I mean, it was a poor turnover there from Atkinson, and Bevington had 2 tries at it. He put it onto his left, which was a bit of an interesting one. I thought he would try and put it in that far right corner. And the second time of asking, he tried again to go to that near left, and it was a great save, but massive chance again for Salisbury to get back in it.
Sustained pressure by Salisbury. Van der Hout over the corner once again. Swings it in. And Meleg once again. Punches clear. Luongo smashes it back in. And Meleg will once again sweep it up. And Matthew Gaston just in front of us, wondering why his players didn't follow in there on that deflected effort. And to be honest, I don't disagree with him. Meleg with the long goal kick. He's really grown into this game, hasn't he? The Sturt Lions goalkeeper.
And you could say the same about him this season as well. I mean, in the start, we'll see this maybe play out before we start talking about that.
Mitic.
Good tackle again.
Yeah, Lessie.
Yeah, for the youngster, I mean, he made his debut while they're in the NPL as well. Made his debut away at Campbelltown when I think all 2 or 3 keepers for Sturt were injured, in fact. But he's really come a long way since then and really cemented this number 1 spot as his own. And he's got a very good number 2 behind him as well in Josh Kavanagh. So it goes to show the trust they're providing for this youngster who's come through their junior system again. And, yeah, he's really taken that with ease.
Lessie, good effort, good save by Luongo, and Rogers follows up. Tries to recycle it, so Sturt may be looking to put this tie to bed with a 3rd goal here and a 4th one on aggregate. And just seeing Alessio to the left of that goal, to the right, a few Sturt Lions juniors have gone to maybe even up the active numbers over there.
Yeah, they may be expecting a goal to come in anytime soon and then to go celebrate with them over there.
Rogers flicked on, and it's going to be turned in.
Guess
and it's that man again.
Of course it is.
Gonzalo Rodriguez and Sturt Lions surely now will be playing in the State League 1 Grand Final next week. 3-1. And they are now 4-1 up on aggregate. A 2nd goal of the day for Gonzalo Rodriguez, Alessio.
Yep, he's 70 happier than the first, but they'll count for a striker. And yeah, what a signing they've made mid-season. A perfect time to come in and keep the levels high as well, and he's really proven that today. I think that might be game over here as well, Christian. They're going to make a sub here, and maybe they've sent another 2 or 3. But yeah, what a way to get the goal and to maybe send them to a grand final. He's going to want another couple more in that one.
It's like Sturt might be looking to empty the bench a little bit and maybe rest some players now with an eye on next week. So Mohamed Motashami is going to be introduced here, and he'll replace Alexander Sortini. So really, Salisbury there just didn't clear their lines from the corner. And actually, I think it was Umarogi who got the initial touch on that corner. It's actually been a persistent problem all day, hasn't it, with the clearing from set pieces, Alessio?
Yeah. Sortini's come off there as well. I think he's had a good game in the middle of the park as well. It's always tough when you've got players around you who want to get the ball and get on the ball as much as you. But he's got the assist in that back heel, which was great. And I think he's been one of the leaders in the middle of the park who maybe go unnoticed for the press, but he's provided a lot of the space for Gonzalo.
Touched by Munro. Munro and Rodriguez starting to have some fun out there. Lessie, ball forward towards Rogers. Sturt seem like they're in the mood for another one here, Alessio. They've sort of withstood that wave of pressure from Salisbury after that first Rodriguez goal, and now it's going to be near on impossible from here for the away side. Vanderhout has been one of Salisbury's better players today. Driving down the right-hand side and delivering towards Taylor, cleared by Watson.
Yeah, he's one I expect, Christian, next year. If this doesn't pan out for Salisbury to go up, I think he's going to have a lot of NPL offers. He's done so well. I think he's still only maybe 22, 21 potentially. So I think
it's the thing. Yeah, well, as we just let this play out, Luongo's cross towards Taylor, and that's the type of service that he thrives on, but he couldn't direct that one goalwards. Rogers comes away with it for Sturt. Still going here, Harrison Rogers.
So much run in his legs as well. He's the one that came in this week.
Monroe and Harrington, that's cynical by the Salisbury substitute. Just upends him.
In a bit of pain here as well, but of course he's the one who's come in for Duffy, so you reckon Duffy might have a struggle to make that team next week potentially. He might make the bench, of course, but Rogers has had a great game today, and the run in his legs is probably one of the reasons why he's always remained in this team, whether it's left back, right wing, right full back tonight. So it just seems like he's one of those players you could just not replace, and you might see a final sub here for Salisbury.
Harrison Rogers is just getting some treatment here. One of those tactical fouls, I guess, by Dermot Harrington, but you do have to be careful about crossing that line with those fouls when it injures another player. But Joshua Farrell looks like he will be introduced in a few moments' time. So Salisbury, Alessio, just from here, big picture, they've had, of course, that promotion in 2023, 2 years ago, into State League 1, and then in 2 straight years, they've really overachieved both times, you could say, by getting this far both times to be a couple of games away from NPL football, which is quite incredible. So when you take stock of it, you think it's actually 2 years where it's actually been so close yet so far, but at the same time, 2 really impressive seasons.
Yeah, well, I think probably Matt Gaston as well just hates seeing the sight of a league-leading team playing against them. I mean, even just thinking about how they were playing off to get that second spot in the final game, and when they played against Sturt, who already won the league, already promoted, and they were again in their way. They played them in this 2-leg fixture, they're in their way. Same for Bacala the season before, but I think the only thing you can get better for Salisbury at the moment is if they finish in those top 2 spots. I mean, they may be playing against one of those teams who have finished lower than them, but that's all they can do. I mean, they've done everything they can in these games and really created a tight contest of things as they did.
Moroni. Cross, Rodriguez. Oh, great touchdown. And the effort by Montashami. I think that's his first touch off the bench. Deflected away Rodriguez.
Unbelievable touch.
Unbelievable technique there to just lay that ball off.
And now he's got his 2. He may be looking for the 3rd, but he might look to just put it on the platter for someone else. I mean, he's got young Motoshimi there under his wing, letting him know where to stand. But I think he's got to maybe set up Munro as well for one. He's the leading top scorer and the club leading top scorer as well. But the way that Rodriguez is going, he's going to come close to pipping him for it.
Atkinson's corner, in swinger towards Luongo's direction, and he does well with the keeper. He's always going to get protected by the referee in that scenario. And you mentioned as well with someone like Vanderhout, maybe NPL clubs might look his way. But just in general with Salisbury, one of the downsides of actually overachieving is that your players do start to garner interest from a higher level. And it's going to be interesting to see, I guess, how they might need to deal with that this off-season.
The only thing is, well, I'm pretty sure he's a North boy. He did come from Croatia Raiders, and the only other northern team in there now is Playford, and I'm sure he doesn't want to go to them.
That's a good point. It's also a good point. Location's a big factor with this stuff.
So it'd be interesting to see where maybe piques his interest, maybe even Sturt have can add to the Sturt Lions team. And obviously maybe they need to start providing some young players. Obviously we've seen Motoshimi come in now off the bench, but in that midfield maybe you've got to provide some more youthful attackers as well. So you never know, but I definitely think for a player of his quality, he's got to do the most with it, and I think that is garnered by a move maybe to the top.
Well, I think it was the off-season heading into the 2024 NPL season last year where South Adelaide, once Sturt got relegated, and South Adelaide actually started plucking a few players from Sturt because they were both southern clubs, and a few of those Sturt boys wanted to stay in NPL football. As Elton's ball was long towards Rogers, and if he actually had a good touch there,
thought he could have gone with his head maybe.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one to reel in. He's been a real lively threat down that right-hand side all day, Harrison Rogers. But yeah, there is that sort of dichotomy where one team gets promoted, the other one stays in one league, and if they are of a similar location, or there is that opportunity for that club that gets promoted to poach players very easily and offer them that NPL football, as Harrington comes away with it for Salisbury. Shinto, anything now surely just a consolation. Shinto, his effort is wide, and Salisbury will make their 3rd and final change, because this is their final sub window of the afternoon. So Joshua Farrell to be introduced. And I think it's Anthony Luongo, who's gone off on the far side.
Got one more opportunity. I think they made the sub at halftime. But I think, this is almost all guns forward for Salisbury at the moment. They brought on another attacker and maybe drop Bebbington a bit deeper.
I think it's Dermot Harrington, who's dropped into right fullback of this final few minutes here at Karinya Reserve. Here is Motoshami. Rodriguez, Elton. Still looking to push forward and get another one here, Sturt. Motoshami. Recycles the ball. It's a nice ball, actually. Into Lessie. Rodriguez with space. That's dangerous, but
don't think he was expecting that. Oh, that's a big challenge. Don't think he was expecting that one. Rodriguez coming into him. He was waiting for everybody else to touch and put it on the plate for him.
Well, it was Elton with the foul, but actually Atkinson's the one who's going in the book here because he did just cynically kick the ball away a couple of seconds after. Not too sure if time wasting and kicking the ball away is actually needed when you are 4-1 up in aggregate, but by all means. And Sturt, we mentioned earlier about emptying the bench and resting a few key players for next week. They are going to do that here with a few changes in a few moments' time. So we'll update you of that when it's made. Van der Hout spreads it wide for Fote. Hacked in the air by Vella. Rogers wins it down, but only turns it over to Harrington. Van der Hout. Dispossessed. Rodriguez finds Monroe. Lessie. Some icing on the cake, maybe. Lessie.
Not his day today. I mean, he's had a few of them from range and, of course, scoring in the first leg. But at the moment, he's just unlucky, I think. But I think everyone wants to go at the moment. Looks like Monroe's... He's asking, am I staying on? I want another 5 to try and get a goal here.
Yeah, they are going to make 3 changes here. And looks like there's some notes coming onto the field of play here as well. So, actually looks like John Fusco just himself needs to remember who he's taking off.
Yeah, he's bringing on a youngster here, so maybe he's just letting him know who's got to come off. But it looks like Leslie's one of them, Rodriguez is the other, and I think maybe Moroni, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But what a game here from Rodriguez as he makes way for some of these youngsters. I mean, I'm not sure if this is the first time you've seen him, at least this season, but, I mean, live in person, the touches, the goals, it doesn't matter. He's just all involved.
So they've actually only 2 players come off here. We're just waiting for the third, but we can tell you that it will be James O'Toole, Alfredo Silvestri, and Jack Dunstall all coming on, and Harrison Rogers, Gonzalo Rodriguez, and Thanasis Lessie are the 3 players coming off for the home side. So emptying the bench and giving some of these younger boys opportunity. Silvestri actually has had a couple of good moments recently in the first team.
Started a couple of games this season as well. Him and Garrett were those young wingers they had at the start of the season, and then as the team progressed and the season progressed, they changed a little bit of that.
He's scored a couple of goals in his 15 appearances. Here's Atkinson. Silvestri maybe with his first touch. Silvestri blocked by Umarogi, who tries to clear it. I'm not too sure what he's trying there. Atkinson
struggling
and
to
Bevington
clear.
Does well to win a free kick, and that's really been a persistent issue, that inability to clear their lines. But just mentioning Alfredo Silvestri, and almost with his first touch.
Yeah, he probably wasn't expecting it. He was just getting into position for the goal kick, and then Van der Hout turned it over. But yeah, it's good to see some of these youngsters as well. Dunstall, I'm sure he's quite young as well out there, and good to see them all get some minutes. They've been on the bench a lot of this season, some of these youngsters. And
ball over the top for Joshua Farrell. Watson does well. He's done a good job sweeping up danger today. In Monroe hacks it forward. Yeah, Dunstall, this is his 3rd appearance of the season. James O'Toole, this is his 14th of the season. So O'Toole and Silvestri been a little bit more prominent in the first team. Dunstall much more on the fringes. Elton deals with that.
Yeah, O'Toole started a few games last season as well at centre-back, and he's been at the club quite a long time as well. I'm pretty sure he was one of the ball boys in that first grand final in 2017. So it'd be good to see him as well get a grand final appearance.
Yeah,
maybe.
And a couple of these boys as well with a strong futsal background, which we were talking about at half-time. So Jack Dunstall actually represented South Australia at the 2023 National Futsal Championships. James O'Toole represented SA in 2019 at the Futsal Championships. So some futsal pedigree in this Sturt squad. Here's Fote. So it is going to end in disappointment for Salisbury United, but it is 2 years in a row where they have made it to the semi-final stage of the State League 1 final series, and it's going to give them a lot of confidence to perhaps add to this core squad that they've got, and maybe give themselves an opportunity to maybe even finish in the top 2 next year, to avoid the scenario like we've been talking about having to play off against the Premier both years in a row.
Well, I think consistency is a hard thing to find in State League 1 as well, so it's great to see a team like this who've come up and in those both 2 years have made the finals. They're not even close to not making the finals or maybe fighting for relegation. Both times they were consistently nice and high up in that table, and that's what you want to see for some of these teams coming up from the State League 2 to State League 1 as well. So I think it's good for them, and I think they're going to find some more consistency in the next few years as well, and it's a good place to come as well for some of the players to that club as well. If they lose some, they're going to gain some as well.
Back to Barnett. So Salisbury, their wait for top division football, their absence is going to approach 30 years now. So 1997 was the last time they played in the first division here in South Australia. Of course, in the 90s, some very strong players, the likes of Angelo Costanzo, for example, played at Salisbury. So they are going to have to wait a little bit longer, but no doubt that the 2020s as a decade has been a very, very promising one. They really have re-established themselves as a solid team in State League 1. And Sturt with some bigger fish to fry with the NPL and potentially another State League 1 championship. Elton's Cross.
Well, you've got to think as well, from that 2020 year, I'm pretty sure they didn't even make finals in State League 2. And maybe that was 2021 as well. They got knocked out in penalties to Noarlunga a couple of years after that. And then since then, they've been so successful in making grand finals, making it to the final series again. And I think that's what you want to see for if you're a Salisbury fan, if you're a Salisbury local as well. The North looks like it's rising, and it's looks like they're coming up, and not just them, a couple of the other clubs too.
And as always, should always give a hat to how well supported they are as a club. Salisbury United, been around for a long time. They've won the top division as well back in 1985. And they're going to stay with their team right till the end here. To our right, the supporters. Harrington to throw it back in.
A couple of minutes added. I think I saw the fourth official here just before indicate 4 minutes.
And we can also pretty much confirm for you they're in injury time at West Beach. So it's still 2-0 in the second leg for West Adelaide and 3-1 on aggregate. So it will be Sturt Lions and West Adelaide in the HPG Homes State League 1 Grand Final next week, with both teams having already secured promotion going into that game. So exactly like West Torrens Macalla and Playford City Patriots last year. It's a chance for silverware.
And I think it's going to be a grand final with a lot to play for too. I mean, West Adelaide, they've been promoted, but they've won no silverware, no medals. They've had nothing so far this year. So they're really going to be
a club who, lives off silverware historically. So
they're going to be really raring to get another trophy, get one in general. And for Sturt Lions, I mean, they don't want to lose to the team that didn't even come close to them in the league. So I think they're going to be up and raring for that too.
A couple of other updates around the grounds. Still yet to see the deadlock broken. We'll just hold that thought for a second. Silvestri, Dunstall. Bit of icing on the cake maybe for Sturt. O'Toole hits it. And it's wide and, it's actually taken deflection. So, still 0-0 at Adelaide City Park. We are in the 108th minute at Oakton, and it is still 1-1 on aggregate. Looks like we're headed for penalties there. Adelaide Comets are WNPL champions in 2025. They have defeated Campbelltown City 1-0 at Surface FM Stadium. So that dream run for Campbelltown, unfortunately, comes to an end in the final, and Adelaide Comets breaking through with the WNPL championship. So got to love September in local football. These sorts of club achievements and big moments for clubs as Motashami centres it to Atkinson. Crossing for Munro. Salisbury, once again, a little bit hesitant with clearing their lines, but they do. Miatic, one of their better players today.
Well, he's another one, Miatic. He's had a great game today in this losing side, and I think maybe he'll garner some interest as well from those NPL teams. I mean, he left an NPL team in the Croatia Raiders to get some football here at Salisbury and in State League 1, but him and Vanderhout coming over at a similar time, I think have paid their dues and done their work in this lower league, and I think they deserve a chance higher.
Yeah, Miatic made 17 appearances in the NPL last year for Raiders, so he's had a very good taste of football at the top level. Vanderhout, he's going to hit it. And in the end, I think it just bounced off Farrell there. Through from a leg, and that'll be all she wrote here at Kirinya Reserve. And the Sturt Lions continue their march to a double promotion and a championship potentially on the cards for John Fusco's side. They win this one today.
Yeah.
3-1.
3-1 on aggregate. Yeah.
3-1 in the second leg, 4-1 on aggregate in the end proving too strong for Mount Gaston Salisbury United, who once again, for the second year running, their season will come to a conclusion at the semi-final stage of the State League 1 Finals Series. And Sturt Lions looks like they'll be playing West Adelaide next week in the grand final at Service FM Stadium. Alessio Carocci, your final thoughts here from Corinna Reserve.
Yeah, back at the big dance, Sturt Lions. They've got to be happy about that, and they've had such a successful year. The win streak marches on as well, and I think they're going to be one to look out for in the NPL next year. I mean, it's sad for Salisbury, of course. They had such a fairy tale run in penalties, winning, and then only losing 1-0 last week. But tonight it was just two different sides. I mean, you could really tell the difference in quality of these two, and why one is so clearly already in the NPL, and while one has got a bit more work to do. I think it was a great game, though. The first half started well. We maybe thought that there was a bit of a longer game on the cards, maybe, but by the end of it, Sturt's their consistency and their experience just paid off, and that's what's taken them to the big dance now.
There was Sean Garrett who gave Sturt the lead and doubled their lead on aggregate early on today, but then Salisbury worked themselves back into the tie through Matthew Miotich, but then goals from Gonzalo Rodriguez and someone's escaping me.
Two from Gonzalo Rodriguez.
My bad. And that was all she wrote in the end. So Sturt Lions will look to win their third second division championship next week and crown it with their promotion. Salisbury, an opportunity now to reflect and think about how they can go again for promotion in 2026. It's full time here at Corinna Reserve. It's finished. Sturt Lions 3, Salisbury United 1.